So what do we need to do? We need to find smallest number in unsorted part and swap it with first number of unsorted part. The code that finds smallest number is right here. It works the same as I explained in the explanation video. So we keep the index of smallest element, and you may notice that it's initialized to I. Why? Well, I represents index of first number behind our imaginary wall. So we mark this element as smallest and compare it to element behind it. That is what this for cycle does. We initialize g as I plus 1 since there is no point comparing I and I, right? I mean, it would still work, but it is just more work for us, so why bother? So we go through every number from I plus 1 to the end and check whether this number is smaller than our smallest yet. If it is smaller, we set it as our smallest yet. That means after this cycle we have the index of smallest element. So we need to swap it with first number behind our wall. And since I is pointing at first number behind our wall, we have everything we need. But we cannot just set the element on index I to the smallest element, because we would override whatever we have on index I. So we need to store whatever is on index I into variable. Then we can set the element on index I to smallest number. And last but not least, we set the element where our smallest number used to be to the variable that we created at first step. And swap is done. Now we need to move our wall and do this again. And this outer for loop does that for us when he increments I, because I represents the index of first number of unsorted part. And we stop looping when we have only one number in unsorted part. That is why there is input length minus 1. And that's pretty much selection sort. I hope you understand it. If you don't, just ask in the comment section. Now, I have a task for you. Change one character in this code so that it will sort in decreasing order. Just pause the video because in a few seconds I will show you how to do that. Okay, well, we need to change the fact that now we are picking the biggest number, and imagine that index of smallest represents the index of biggest. We need to change it if the number behind in our code number on index j is bigger than our currently biggest, right? So if we change this smaller than to bigger than sign, this algorithm will sort in decreasing order. By the way, if you want to prank your colleague, you can try to do something similar with this code while he goes off to get a cup of coffee. In my experience, at some point he will believe that computer uprising has begun. Okay, that's it for selection sort. If you have questions, just ask them on the message board. I will see you next time.